Just wanted to have a PSA announcement, public service announcement to say Merry Christmas. Tomorrow's Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve. Be safe out there, and be aware. Right? There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on, and a lot of people shopping and doing all that good stuff, right? So just want to say Happy Christmas Eve, okay? And welcoming in the new year of 2023. Hope you're rocking and rolling in your life. If you're not, pray for you. In God we trust. Rock and roll in all that you do. And just wanted to say, hey, from our family to your family, Happy Christmas Eve. From AHA, Americans Helping Americans, Merry Christmas. AMPLive, VIP execs, AMPLive Media, all of us here. We're here. We have a cause and a mission, and that cause and mission is to help our fellow Americans across the United States of America to get into creative real estate investing, to become an entrepreneur, right? To get out of the JOB, become a maverick, or become an entrepreneur, self-employed, whether you do 1 deal, 2 deals, 10 deals, 100 deals a year, does not matter. We're here to help, right? Because I know when I got started, I had a hard time getting into real estate, had a hard time believing that it was real. It is real. There's a lot of information now because we get to do this lovely thing here, right? And be able to connect with people across the United States, right? Didn't have the phone, didn't have the dial-up, didn't have the pay phones and all that shit, right? Some of you guys remember that, and others that are too young to say, what the hell is a pay phone? You guys had to make phone calls from. So just bear with me. Might have some technical difficulties going in and out because the internet is kind of choppy. Obviously, everybody's probably on the phone, the internet, and it's just being bombarded with, all this stuff. It is what it is. Technology is awesome, but at the same token, it freaking sucks too, right? But you just deal with it. You keep moving forward. This will be live and uncut and raw, never unless it has to be edited, but 9 times out of 10, it's a public service announcement, so I'm not going to do that, okay? So want to congratulate all past, present, and future mentees of America. Hopefully you're rocking and rolling out there. We're praying for you, our family to your family. Happy Christmas Eve. Rock and roll in all that you do, right? In God we trust. And I was thinking earlier, what am I going to say? What are we going to do? We got a live coming in at 3, and I'm going to show you how to find a lead, right? Take it from a lead to an appointment to an actual offer to a deal. Okay, we'll do that in about 30 minutes. We got some awesome stuff that's coming out in 2023, so hopefully you're gearing up for 2023. But as I was thinking about this, I was going, you know what, man? I remember when I was a kid, and Christmas was awesome, right? And it is for every kid when they're growing up, and they're like, hey, you're wishing, you're writing letters to Santa Claus, and hopefully that you'll get certain toys. It's all about toys and things. Nobody wants clothes, right? And I was remembering, right? There's traditions. Everybody has traditions. So keep your traditions, or as you move forward and you mature, change your traditions, or just shit can them and rebuild new ones, right? It is what it is. Bullshit issues, but hey, so it's going to come in and out. But check it out. Here's the story. And the story is this. During Christmas, right? There's 2 types of people that celebrate Christmas, right? And some don't celebrate Christmas. I get it. So if you don't celebrate Christmas, or it's in a different date or different whatever because it's part of your culture, hey, amend. I congratulate you for whatever that is. But for me, it was Christmas, right? And we used to open up presents at midnight, right? And I'd go to school, and others would be like, oh, why do you open up Christmas presents at midnight? You're supposed to do it on Christmas morning or Christmas Day, right? And I was like, hey, I don't know. That's just the way we do it, right? And they're like, man, you're so lucky. And others are like, oh, no, that's not tradition. That's not right. It's not real. It's not, who gives a shit at the end of the day, right? For me now that I think about it, back in the day, it was like, hey, it was just what we did. And, I remember being at home and doing this thing, and it just becomes a big, I guess it depends on the culture and things of that nature. I don't want to go too long, but the bottom line is that I remember it was so exciting, and being at home and going, hey, you guys got to go to sleep, but not being able to sleep, right? That's like being so excited because you're either going to a seminar, or you're going to do this or you do that, or something that you're fired up on that gets you fired up, like business or being an entrepreneur or closing a deal, whatever it may be that's in your life. Or going, some people's Disneyland. I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow, and you're so excited and you can't sleep. That's kind of how it was, right? And I remember just kind of like hanging out. It's almost like an invisible barrier at the door. You didn't go past it, but hey, you would sneak and crawl to the door and see what mom's doing and all that good stuff, and the family's doing and everything, right? And then sometimes try to sneak out, right, with my sister and try to figure out, hey, what are they doing? What's going on? We'd always try to talk them into letting us open one present, right? So some of you guys probably out there did the same thing. We're all human beings. We're all going to do the same stuff. We're creatures of habit. But we try to talk her into that. Sometimes it'll happen. We get to open up a present before Christmas or before midnight. For others, it was during the day, right? And but then they'd come back and say, hey, you guys got to go to sleep, and then we run to bed and finally knock out, and then wake up and go, oh shit, all right, it's Christmas time, and then go tear up those presents. As time moves on, right? But we'd also would catch the family, doing the stocking thing, because they'd be up there, but they'd be empty. And then when midnight came around, right, then there'd be all kinds of stuff and little goodies inside there. So that was exciting, especially when you're younger too, and you're thinking about Santa Claus. Is there even a Santa Claus? Can I catch Santa Claus? All that bullshit as you get older and older, right? Things are written the way they're written. So whatever your book is, whatever your life is, write it, and don't be afraid to rewrite it. I get it, right? History's history. It is what it is. We can't lose our history. I'm not going to get into any of that. Well, I believe we got a live at 3 because I'm going to share how to take a lead to an appointment, to an offer, to a deal, squash that into about 30 minutes, and be able to repurpose it. If you see it floating around out there, or you see this floating around out there, there's nothing to sell on this one. It's just a public service announcement. But I was thinking about that, how cool that was. And then there's others that celebrate during the day or during the morning, right? Everybody gets up in the morning and they open up their presents. I thought it was cool at midnight, right? For whatever reason, I don't know. My mom was kind of weird and shit, and family's kind of weird, and decided, hey, let's just do it different. Let's do it our fucking way, right? And it is what it is. So I got to open up presents. My sister and the family open up presents at midnight, so you get the racetrack, and, you get the Stretch Armstrongs and shit, and you get to play with that shit, until 3 o'clock in the damn morning. Right, and then you sleep in, have some breakfast, do your stuff, and then you play with your toys and play with your gifts or whatever the hell it was the next day, which was kind of cool. And then, something, I believe it started changing. So, we're going to do it in the morning because they got tired of maintaining that shit at midnight. Got to clean everything up. And they got, a little bit of food and festivities, and then playing with all the stuff or opening the gifts and using the gifts until 3 o'clock in the morning or so. And it got tiring. I don't know. Who knows? Changed over time. Did get married and have kids. That shit changed over time, I think. I think we still did a midnight, then kind of moved to the morning. Same shit, right? It is what it is. But I want to wish you a happy Christmas Eve, to you and your family. If you watch this, if you know who we are, you don't know, that's cool. Hey, get out there and do your thing. Help your fellow Americans. Get out there and live your dream. Move forward on your dream. Never quit. Keep on moving forward. Never stop. Don't make excuses. You can have excuses or you can have results. You cannot have both. So don't be a wussy. Get out there and do what you need to do, right? It is what it is. There's going to be haters. You got to be able to be coachable and follow directions at the end of the day. I always say you have to become what? A good follower before you can become a great leader, right? And yes, you got to be able to listen. Sometimes when you're younger, it's hard to listen because you think you know it all. I get it, right? Even myself, I'm a stubborn person. If you put all the ducks in a row for me, then I'm going to go ahead and say, look, and even then, they're not going to be all the ducks, but I'm probably going to argue them, right? Because I may think I'm right. And if I'm right, then I'm right. If I'm not, I'm not. It's not about being right. It's just about experience. It comes down to experience. We did get mentees that come aboard that are coachable and follow directions, and they rock. And we get some that don't want to do their own thing, try to think they know it all, or they got the shiny object going on. Here's a pro tip for you, right? It's what I did with my mentors. My mentor said, hey, this is what we need to do. Go get this, 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 and this, and go do it. No questions asked. I go get it done. Get it done. They bring it back. We talk about it. We make it happen. We close the deal. I make some money. They cut me a check, right? Plain and simple. Or we work it together. Give me some advice. I go sell it to another investor. Get a check. Plain and simple. It's not very hard. It's not rocket science, right? But people make it more difficult than it really needs to be. So follow your dreams. Rock and roll in all that you do. Happy Christmas Eve. Go out there. Let's rock and roll for 2023. We're looking for you and others to come aboard. We want to work with you. We want to help you. If you got it figured out, awesome. Maybe we'll see each other down the road. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.